How's it going, everyone? I want to take you guys through the monthly titles that are leaving PlayStation Plus Extra. I feel like this is something that we need to pay attention to more and more, as the monthly catalog updates, I feel, have been getting more and more lackluster. The games leaving the service, I feel like, lessen the value of the service more than the games being added to the service add value. I get it that a subscription service is always going to have a bit of a churn. Games come in, games leave the service, but generally speaking, I feel like the games being added to the service should equate to the value or even exceed the value of the games leaving. And considering PlayStation Plus did have its price increased, I feel like that is a just expectation. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll talk about it. Some major titles are leaving the service, however, certainly not as big of a let's say, culling that last month was, or this month. Last month we had the notice of the games leaving, but this month is where they officially left. Now we have the notice of the games leaving the service, and they will be leaving next month, so we'll talk about that. And to go over some more positive news, if you are looking to spend some money, I got some good deals for you guys available. Amazon, directly these deals are available on Amazon, and they are doing a bonus. If you spend $250 of select items, you save $25. I don't know how many people are going to take advantage of that, but, you know, you can save a little bit more if you do that. But we're not going to be going over $250 worth of stuff, so keep that in mind. But first of all, the titles leaving PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. We have Baja Edge of Control HD, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. The remake did just come out, but the remake was completely unnecessary, so take that for what you will. DC League of Super Pets, Dodgeball Academia, Grand Theft Auto 5, Indivisible, Monster Jam, Steel Titans, MotoGP 23, SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. That's kind of notable as well. Talos Principle Deluxe Edition. That's notable in my opinion as well. The Wild at Heart and Unturned. Now, obviously, you know, the big glaring title that'll be leaving the service is GTA 5. Now, is it that big of a deal? Most of you guys, I feel, at this point do own GTA 5, but given that they decided to headline this month with Red Dead Redemption 2, Grand Theft Auto 5 leaving is kind of notable in that regard. Now, with the Rockstar titles, I've noticed this with Game Pass, they always come in for a short duration. Usually, it's 90 days to 6 months at most, and then they leave the service, and then sometimes they'll re-enter the service. I'm sure that PlayStation, Microsoft, they gotta pay a pretty penny to get a title like GTA 5 onto a service like PlayStation Plus Extra or Xbox Game Pass, so, and I don't know what Rockstar's thinking is, their methodology as far as offering the game on subscription service. Maybe they're of the mindset we can still continue selling the game, but, yo, the game sold like 200 million copies, which, like, I know Rockstar says that statistic, but that statistic is so, like, so insane to me that I almost don't even believe it. I don't think some of you guys understand how insane it is to sell that many copies of a single video game, but, yo, maybe they have. I don't know. Maybe they sold 200 million copies of it. I get it, they released it on 3 generations of consoles, but that's still a staggering number. Usually, we talk about 20 million copies of a game. If you sell 20 million copies, yo, you won. You won the game development life. GG, like, you take your money and you run, but 200 million copies is just so insane that I don't even know what to think of that. But nevertheless, GTA 5 is a great game, but most of you guys probably have it in your library. Maybe you don't have the PS5 version. I don't know. Talos Principle is certainly a game that I would recommend you guys to play. I think it is an excellent puzzle title, and I'm not into puzzle games whatsoever, but that's a solid one. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrate. Like, that game is not an amazing platformer. Let's be honest here. It is perfectly suitable, but if you're a fan of SpongeBob, obviously, you're gonna have a good time with it, and you're gonna enjoy it from a nostalgia standpoint. And then Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, obviously that's a game that I often recommend. Certainly do check that out. That's a fairly short game as well, so you can go in, have a good time with it, and then move on to the next game, and that'll be a quick, you know, one-sitting playthrough type of deal. So those games are leaving June the 18th. Let's see if in June they can make up for March, because, or excuse me, in May, because I would say in May, the games leaving the service severely outweighed the games being added to the service. And that really comes down to how much you valued Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, I feel like everybody and their mother has RDR2 at this point, so, you know, it is what it is as far as that's concerned. Let's hope that they can turn it around in June, especially with Days of Play kicking off. Maybe some people are looking to re-up on PlayStation Plus. You know, this would be a good time to do some good work on Plus Extra. Alright, moving on from that, do want to highlight some solid deals that are available right now. Right off the top, we got a couple of JRPGs. Unicorn Overlord is 33% off for $39.99. This just came out back in the beginning of March. I really enjoyed this game, but I am a sucker for Vanillaware titles, but Vanillaware games, generally speaking, are quite a bit different than one another. Like, certainly they have their essence and their kind of spirit the same throughout the games. What I mean by that is the visual style, aesthetically, soundtrack, design-wise, they are very similar, but gameplay, like 13 Sentinels was a real-time tactics title as far as the battle system goes. Unicorn Overlord is a legit, like, tactics JRPG. And it's done pretty damn well. I think the story is quite good. You do have a large roster of characters, and they do a decent job of giving, you know, most of them a little bit of depth, but just like with Eiyuden Chronicle, less so with Unicorn Overlord. When you have this big of a roster of characters, it's hard to flesh out every single one of them, but the key characters that are at the center of the story, they do get quite a bit of shine, and I did really enjoy the game. It can get challenging if you play it on the hardest difficulty, but there is also an easy difficulty where you can just bulldoze the game, and if you want to enjoy it from a story and visual standpoint, you can play it like that. Soundtrack is really good, and like I said, the narrative is really good, maybe a little bit predictable at times, and doesn't reinvent the wheel, but $39.99 I think is a pretty good deal for this. You'll get quite a bit of content, especially if you look to do everything, and did really enjoy it. Hopefully, Vanillaware's next title, which they are hiring for right now, I believe they're looking to do an action RPG, so maybe something more akin to Muramasa or Odin Sphere. We'll see how that turns out, but Unicorn Overlord just came out in $39.99. I think that's a pretty good deal. Persona 3 Reload is 43% off for $39.99. Bear in mind that this game did come out at $70, which I think was a little bit of a contentious price point for some, but I think for $40, it is a good buy. Bear in mind, they are going to be releasing DLC for it, an expansion pass that's going to include the FES content. It's kind of whack that they did it that way, but Atlus gonna Atlus at this stage of the game, and Sega gonna Sega. I don't know whose decision it was, probably a little bit of both, but $40 for P3R is still a great deal. It is an excellent, excellent remake of a beloved JRPG, so certainly do check that out. $40, a good price point on that. And then lastly, Assassin's Creed Mirage, $25. I have my opinions on Assassin's Creed, and I make it pretty well known. However, as far as this Assassin's Creed game goes, it is a little bit of a smaller scale AC title. It is not a throwback to the originals like AC2, Brotherhood, Revelations, AC4, nothing like that, but you know, it's an enjoyable game, and I would say for $25, it's a good price. $50 is probably a little bit much. It is a little bit on the shorter side, especially if you're more familiar with the recent Assassin's Creed games, but $25 for this, I think, is damn good, so definitely do check that out. But yeah, that is $25 and a pretty good price on that. But that'll do it for me. Again, PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, last chance to play on a bunch of games leaving the catalog once again. Not as big of a departure as May was, but in June, some notable titles will be leaving. Unicorn Overlord, Persona 3 Reload, and Assassin's Creed Mirage. Some good deals across the board on those. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.